Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, friends of the bass. Welcome back to Phil Plays Bass, the stream, the one and unique stream about bass, and with me, which is why it's unique. Not that many streams feature me. Lots of streams feature bass players who talk about bass. This is where we practice together, we share cool ideas, YouTube videos, we ask each other questions, and we build a nice community of people. However small, however big, the idea is to have a good time and to just chill on a Sunday evening. We don't have a theme for this Sunday, because recapitulation Sunday doesn't rhyme at all. So Super Stream Sunday, maybe that's something that needs more investigating. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Otherwise, you won't get the notification. It's a very cheap way to support the channel. In fact, it's free, practically. The energy expense is minimal. The energy of clicking on subscribe or follow. Please do so. I would greatly appreciate any help in that respect. If you are financially more comfortable, do consider buying me a coffee at this link, or you can go onto the Patreon and either download the resources for free again at the horrible expense, heavy expense of more clicks and more browsing, more wheel scrolling, but you will get some free resources and some backing tracks that I made myself. Since I've been working so much on the website, I've not yet been able to it's not the most furnished thing just yet, but I'm working on it. And when I judge that it's time to put a bit of a paywall on it, there will be one. For the time being and the foreseeable future, it will be free. On the other hand, a bit of housekeeping. I have asked my internet provider for more upload speed. Please, more speed. So that will be coming in again, sadly, only next month, because I've just missed the deadline by a week. I was clinging on to the hope that things would improve by themselves. They haven't. It's still buffering quite a lot and laggy and all sorts of not very viewer-friendly issues. So my apologies for that. But the stream is stable, if a bit laggy. But again, that's a bit of trial and error. Who would have thought that the streaming quality in Belgium would have been so bad? I am a bass player, obviously. I've been playing bass. I've never really done this kind of introduction, or maybe one of the first few streams. I spent 15 years studying and working in London and all over the United Kingdom. I went to Asia. I went to pretty much all of Europe, all over the place. Bit of the Middle East as well, and I have some kind of experience. I think a fair amount of experience, but certainly a deep love of the bass and of playing it as well as I can. My approach to bass playing was always prepare for the eventuality where you might just need that one weird thing that nobody pays attention to. So my approach to bass has always been kind of 360, with a bit more of an emphasis on jazz, because, well, first, I absolutely adore jazz, and I love the idea of improvising, and it's very closely tied in my mind to being in the studio and being a responsive, versatile session player. I find it to be extremely what's the word? It's extremely contingent on your ability to improvise and to know your way around the neck and have a good set of ears. That way, when you're in the studio and the producer or the songwriter, whoever's running the session, sings you a little melody, a little bass melody, you're able to quickly translate that into a bass line or some interesting movement. I've always really enjoyed that idea of translating ideas into it's not a viable baseline, but an appropriate baseline, and they're always like a little bit like curveballs, because apart from bass players, nobody thinks like a bass player. So very often you'll find yourself being sent a demo track with a bass that sounds, shall we say, just really, really odd. Or somebody will sing an idea that it's not your usual bass player, that's not aligned with the usual bass player thinking. And being technically proficient enough that you can take it in and translate it to your instrument in a very short amount of time is what I felt, and I still feel, is one of the greatest, the most important qualities of a bass player, just in general. It's not just the ability to play fast or to play complicated things, but sometimes the most simple one is understanding what the person is asking you or singing to you. And there's a few things that you can do to improve that. Most importantly, I find that transcribing is, or I've got a stack of proof like that to corroborate what I'm saying. Is transcribing is hugely, hugely important. It doesn't matter, again, how complicated, it doesn't matter where you start when it comes to transcribing or technique or any of these things. And sometimes your ears will be what saves you. Even if you're not a particularly technically proficient bass player, having a good set of ears sometimes completely surpasses, it overtakes your technical ability in so many cases. It's good to have a technical background, but a good set of ears is at least 10 times as important as that. Because if you can't play what the other person is asking you to play, you're practically the same thing as them doing it themselves and playing to a backing track that they made themselves. But that's not really what brings life into music. It's us humans. And I stumbled upon a bit of an interesting little video. Where were we? There we go. I saw this that was posted 6 days ago by a channel called Yellow Cherry Jam. You guys give them a subscribe if you like what you hear. We'll play just a touch of it, but I like the fact that it's called Human-Made Lo-Fi, Chill Nature, Sleepy Dog, and Slow Beats, and emphasis again on no AI. Really a sign of the times, isn't it? That there's probably, I don't know how long this is going to last for, but there is probably a kind of demand that's going to appear where people get really tired of the AI slop, because the current trajectory that we're on when it comes to music, to AI being able to produce music, and it is able to produce something that resembles music, I don't see it merging these two I don't see it becoming an actual replacement for human music, which is really the only kind of music. It's music that is. I'm in two minds about this whole AI thing. I'm super excited with the how much of a force multiplier it is for so many things. For instance, I'm really passionate about coding. I love doing web development. I'm not very good at it, but I really love the idea of having an idea and being able to execute it yourself. And the appearance of AI in ChatGPT, I think, was first put out in October 2023. Hi, Michael. I hope you're well. Michael says, fascinating backstory. I get to hear some of this live before I leave to church. Hope you had a good, productive, but restful day off the live stream yesterday. Yes, Michael, I did. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming in and saying hi just before going to church. Go do your thing. I know that it has to be done on Sundays. I'll hopefully still be streaming by the time you get back, but I will. This is here for forever, hopefully. So, hello, Michael. Bye, Michael. I'll see you in a bit, and definitely on the next live streams. But I don't really see I don't really see the AI replacing music. Really, I think it's a decent enough substitute. There's obviously some parts of the industry that will suffer greatly. I think all of these sort of library music within below a certain threshold of quote unquote importance or budget, I think the thing that will differentiate these is usually budget. But lower budget stuff, I think, will disappear in favor of people just using an AI service that produces music, because it's a bit of a shame. But as far as AI music being a synthesis of everything that's out there, albeit of a lesser quality, I don't think will be that poor a substitute that people would get. That it would be so heavily noticeable that there's a drastic turn back to human produced library music exclusively. I think all of that side of the industry below a certain threshold will disappear. I'm not happy about it, because it means a lot less revenue for some of my fellow musicians, some of which, I'm good friends with a lot of people who produce library music. It's either that, or the budgets will increase, or people will start becoming more and more aware of the importance of having human music. But I'm not sure that will become so salient that the general population will notice the difference. I think in the background of some gardening TV program, I don't think people pay too much attention to whether or not the music in the background sounds or feels human, just as long as the general idea is captured. A bit of ukulele, a bit of acoustic guitar, some kind of country beats, when they're off on a planting rampage or something like that. I don't think this will be... I don't think this will justify a big U-turn in terms of music production. I think we're heading there. And the people who haven't caught on to it just yet should really prepare for their revenue to diminish in a noticeable way. On the other hand, fancy giving this a quick listen. And I mean, it's a nice little setting. It's really, really cool. Guys playing in front of a lake with his, I'm guessing his girlfriend and his dog. It's a really nice light. It's very chill, but I'm here for the music. I'm not here to look at this guy for an hour. I don't find this to be a substitute for friendship or enjoying your friend's company, even if they're absorbed by their own guitar playing. Still, it's a nice idea. I hope these guys do well. Visibly, they're doing a lot better than this channel is at the moment, guys. At the moment, I don't know how long these guys have been going for, but it's a great idea. But yeah, that was a bit of just some live thoughts on AI and music and all of these things, as opposed to something like this, which I suspect... Nope, that's genuine. That means a copyright strike. I should have probably checked that out before jumping into the video. I just quickly squeezed that one in just before I went live, because the picture suggested to me that it was AI. Yet again, it could be one of these 1980s, 1970s artists. Could well be. I don't see six fingers. I do see a weird hand thing though. I'm assuming she's on a bike. Yeah, no, never mind. That's AI. That is definitely AI. I'm not saying she's too pretty, but she's a very, very pretty girl. But there's something going on here. Like, is this a motorbike? Motorbikes don't have these. I don't think motorbikes have got. Maybe it's a moped. Maybe it is a moped. Maybe it's not AI. Maybe it is an actual picture of maybe it is in the description. This channel delivers blah blah blah. All music, blah 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 blah. If they don't mention the... Okay, sound or visuals were significantly edited or digitally generated sound or visuals. I think the audio is genuine because, in case you didn't know, there was obviously a huge. This kind of music was hugely successful in Japan, and they created lots of artists whose names I still can't quite remember, even though I used to listen to it quite a lot, even just before the lockdowns and all that stuff. In any case, AI picture, I was fooled into believing that it was AI generated. Music, I don't think it is. No, that's the perfect blend of just the perfect blend of Japanese, the Japaneseness of Japanese culture, and it sounds to me like like it's genuine. I don't hear that weird little top end, annoying little sizzle that you hear on a lot of AI generated tracks. So there we go, just a little thought bubble. Oh yeah, there was something else. I really wanted to check out these guys. It's only a 30-second video. I haven't listened to it, but I saw a bass and I was like, these guys look cool. I love the lighting, so let's check this out. This is Halover. Whatever you wanna do, I follow. Whenever you need me close, like there's no tomorrow. Like an anchor, this fantasy feelings. No logical thinking, my common sense is fleeing. Why is it wrong to be the first to call it love? My common sense is fleeing. Very cool. Super cool. Posted 2 days ago. Song 1, funky R&B vibes. They're making an album, guys. Halover is making an album. And it's the first release. Lovely. Well, you guys, I'm subscribing and I'll check out. Hopefully there'll be more in a couple of days. We'll check it out. That's very cool. This guy plays like what looks like a jazz, 4-string jazz by the color of the headstock. He looks older than this guitar. Michael says, 6 fingers, that's funny. Hands and fingers do seem to be difficult for AI image creators. Yes, still is. And usually, because the AI doesn't know about the functionality of these items. Have a good time, Michael. Don't worry, I don't want to keep you. But since AI doesn't know what a bike handle is for, bike handlebars are for, it doesn't know how many majiggles or whatever, how many shenanigans it needs to put on it. Just a couple of cables, it thinks, some handles, some pushy-pulley things. But who knows what they do? I'm not human. It thinks. I think it thinks. I don't know if it thinks. Do we think? Or are we just godly witnesses of just something, a track just going on in front of our eyes and our brain? Are we just witnessing something? Are we just a bubble of consciousness and everything else is just like watching a movie, but from the inside? I don't know. I do not know. I prefer to think that we have free will. This channel is going to turn into some kind of philosophical commentary. Just a very poor philosophical commentary. But hey, who knows? I'm streaming. I do what I want. Speaking of doing what I want, today I wanted to spend a bit of time recapitulating on a few things that I've been working on in the background, but haven't really shown the progress to. And oh, Mike, you'll appreciate this. You remember this? The lick at the beginning of "Do I Do" that is performed by Emeline Fougeret. Well, how does it go again? My bass is not on because my Tone Hammer 500 is muted. So. We said at the time, we all agreed that all of the three of us agreed that this sounded a lot like a Derek Bennett lick. Well, lo and behold, I found it. So it turns out that Emmeline was paying some kind of homage or some tribute to Derek at the beginning of her rendition, which is super cool. And I heard the lick and I was like, oh, that's where she heard it. Awesome.
It's so crazy because
There it is.
it's so
It's really cool. His version, although, is slightly different than hers. Is it a minor third that he's playing? There's something going on there. Oh, that's it, yeah. Oh, come on, I just had it. So his lick is slightly different than the one she plays, which is really interesting. I had not noticed that. I had not picked that up on at first glance. As opposed to. So the difference is, which is what Emmeline plays, and what Derek plays is. So instead of a major third, instead of starting the lick on, which is the 10th. So he plays the 4th minor third. Very interesting. So he plays a lot more. He plays it a lot more bluesy. This one is more sweet or just sweeter. So, or I have a preference for Derek's, just because the notes are just a little bit on the edge of being bluesy and kind of even more unexpected than Emmeline's version of the lick, which is still in its execution fantastic, and maybe she likes it sweeter. The eternal choice between a minor third and a major third. Very, very cool. And the 11th works really well with all sorts of in all sorts of contexts, except in this one. I'm just wondering, is obviously, yes, the vocal line highlights the major 7th heavily, but not so much in the intro. Up until Stevie comes in, we're not entirely sure. It could be a dominant chord or a dominant feel on a major chord, because the flat 7th isn't really there, maybe in the chords. Although I do think the guitars sort of oscillate, play both. So we're sort of in between two territories in that sense. Very interesting. But yeah, dun, dun, dun. We're obviously there in major 7 territory. Well, here's a new way to practice that lick. Instead of we do, which is very cool. Thank you, Derek. The rest of the lick, he just the rest of the video, sorry, he talks about that particular lick, and he does a great job of it. So I'm not going to go over that again, but I wanted to touch base on Lior Ozeri, who plays this amazing, super odd. Let me just switch to the screen again. And that initial lick really caught my ear. That's it. I was like, "Ooh, this is a symmetrical pattern," and I love symmetrical patterns because they're a proper workout usually, and you can play them anywhere in the neck and keep descending. Or I haven't tried going up yet. I'm not sure that's possible with this particular pattern, but I thought it'd be an interesting thing to compare where I'm at now to where I was when I first transcribed it, which was on Thursday, I think. I think it was on Thursday. So here is at 100%. I think I can play that 60%. Just to confirm, guys, that I'm playing the right notes. Oof. So I'm playing the right notes. What's interesting is that you, since it is symmetrical line, I'd rather start it anywhere on the neck and just descend it, walk myself down the neck or down in pitch, because it's an interesting line to practice. So I'll start on the 12th string, the 12th fret of the G string. So Yeah. Actually, you can start it even higher. Very, very cool lick. Okay, let's start even higher. What an interesting little bit of music. So I've paid special attention to the fingering in this particular exercise because it's a very, these are all very odd shapes, very unusual shapes to play on the bass. We're a lot more used to playing the kind of pentatonic stuff. And it requires your fingers to be really, really stable, both in the sort of quote unquote vertical plane of the bass and the transversal, because there's a fair amount of sliding this finger, sliding this finger, sliding this finger. So if I take it super slow, you see what I mean? There's essentially three slides and some really subtle moments of repositioning in that lick. Let me take that lick really, really slow, and you guys, I invite you to slow down the YouTube video and make me sound really drunk, because it's a very, very interesting exercise. So I will start with my ring finger on the 12th fret, play a tritone, and then my pinky will come over here and we'll play kind of like a minor sixth, minor with a natural sixth shape. So, and then descend to G. So we're playing two superimposed tritones here as a static position, but in between. So that's the first part of it. And then we go back to this C sharp, back to G, and then the pinky will come to the E, and then the first slide comes here, and then up a minor third, another minor third, and then here we are again, superimposing tritones. So and then we slide down and start the lick again on this one. So first tritone, then pinky comes down there to make this kind of minor sixth position, minor sixth shape. Down a minor third, play that tritone again, and then the pinky comes in, slide, up a minor third, up a minor third, up the tritone, play this one again, and then again minor third, and we slide again. So fooled myself there. Yeah, it's a very, very unusual thing to play. It makes you shift positions all the time, and you have to become very, very aware of the shape that comes next will determine what finger you should use in a particular context. And I find it was quite a challenging line to transcribe and then to make work with the correct fingering. And I love doing this kind of, I wouldn't call it a deep dive, but it is, I suppose, a technical deep dive. So I am calling it a technical deep dive. There it is. Guys, we're doing a technical deep dive. Ah. Very, very cool line, and I really recommend implementing it. Guys, learn it. Just learn it. Learn it. Even just as a technical exercise, you don't have to understand the harmony of it. It's a very interesting, very challenging thing, and it's really, really, it's heavy on all the muscles. You'll feel it all over your hands, not just the muscles, not just the muscles in your forearms, but the ones that stabilize your fingers in this kind of plane as well. Since you have to slide a fair bit with the index finger, with your ring finger, and with your pinky. It's a very, very cool exercise that kind of targets nearly all aspects of the left hand. On the right hand, what is going on? Let's have a look. So, I've talked about this before, but you will see me very often I love to follow the plucking fingers and rest the thumb on the preceding strings. That is something I always try to do. I find that it just offers me a lot of stability. There's several schools. I am of that school. I will defend this, not to the death, but that's definitely a hill that I'm willing to stand on for a while, up until proven wrong. But I haven't been so far. I find that this really gives you more stability and is generally leads to better outcomes. Always with this idea that, well, in this case, we do know what's happening what's happening afterwards. But forcing yourself to be very mobile with your right hand kind of gives you a very strong foundation for what I was talking about earlier, which is all the curveballs that will be thrown at you on a gig, in a session, or anything. You may have practiced, you may practice a single lick a million times, and then you're expecting it to play it in the studio. And then it turns out that your strings are ringing and you hadn't picked up on it because you were playing it in your bedroom or practicing with the band. But now that you're in the studio, in an isolated room, this is essentially all that the producer can hear, and he can't. He's like, "No, we have to find a way to mute these strings." It's nice if it's not even a problem to start with. So, in order to sort of prepare against that eventuality, because I've had it quite a few times that hey, thanks Ayush, I appreciate you watching for 5 minutes, really appreciate it, dude. Do come back. I try to stream very often. If you've got to shoot somewhere else, I won't hold anything against you, but I appreciate you spending some time with us. Cheers, dude. Oh, sorry, I can't see a profile picture. I'm assuming you're a dude because but I didn't want to be yeah, whatever. Hey, brother, sister. I don't know if Ayush is a masculine or feminine name, or I don't even know if it's a thing. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. To keep going on my rant about always being the most prepared you can be as a bass player. All of these technical aspects that some people will neglect a little bit because it's fine, and because you can play fast, and because people think you're super talented. In the studio, your playing is under a lot more scrutiny. I mean, it's very obvious, right? But most people don't usually think that this kind of technical aspect would be a problem. And the last thing you want to do is for the producer to turn around to the band leader or whatever and just say like, oh, dude, listen to this, like this, we've got to do something about that. And you're in the room on the other side and you can't hear anything that's going on, except you can see concerned faces over in the window, and you're kind of just like looking around, be like, guys, was this all right? And then the producer's like, yeah, can we just try another one? There's just a couple of strings that we can hear at the same time. Do you think you could? Do you think we could do something against that? And you've never practiced it, and now all of a sudden you have to rethink all of your positioning in the right hand because you've never addressed this particular aspect of things. So this is why I am personally of the school of thought of your thumb should follow you wherever you go. And you can't really see it much on the videos, but I've got an extra bit of weirdness that I've developed over the years, which is to keep my pinky finger on the penultimate string. So very often you won't see me because it's always hidden. But that's especially obvious on my 5-string bass, which I will take out in a minute, because the B string tends to ring so much when you play. You have to have some kind of way to be prepared for that. So for me, like I said, the job of a bass player is 50% muting, 50% playing the strings. You've got to do both, and you can't really be relaxed about any aspect of the other. You've got to be able to produce nice sound, and you've got to be able to make sure that this is the only sound that comes out of your instrument. Super, super important. Why did I just do the trump hands? You've got to do that. You've got to look after. You've got to be careful. Your strings can't resonate. Sorry, guys. Sorry. This is the first time I'm doing a Trump impression, I promise. It's just his hand gestures, just so funny. Hi, Jeffrey. Thank you for posting some emojis. Apparently, it's very good for the algorithm. So, guys, go crazy with the emojis. If you agree, thumbs up. If you disagree, thumbs down. Or a nice cowboy emoji. Ayush says, I am boy. I play guitar, but love listening to bass too, brother. I appreciate that, dude. Thanks. So you're bass curious. You're bass curious. I mean, let's face it, dude. Every bass player can play a bit of guitar, and every guitarist can play a bit of bass, right? We can't really do it. We think we can. I say that for myself as the proud owner of an American Strat, which I play only in the confines of my own bedroom, but I splurged on an American Stratocaster. Never regretted it. I've never played it live in my life. Sorry, but super awesome instrument. Hey, thanks for joining, guys. I'm also here to just answer loads of questions and just talk about bass. If you guys have any advice, any recommendations for players that I should check out, and this is supposed to be, this is meant to be an interactive thing. So go ahead. Any kind of thoughts about music, about your own playing? Ayush, for instance, like where you at? You a gigging? Are you a gigging professional musician? You play in bands? Jeffrey, what about you? I see a violin. Is it a violin? It is a violin. Yeah. Are you a fiddle player? You would be the very first fiddle player that we've got today. And also, guys, if you want me to look at some of your videos and just give you a little shout out, and maybe I don't know, talk about your video you're playing or whatever, give whatever advice I can, or just be blown away because you're an amazing player. That's it. Voila. I want it to be a nice interactive platform. In the meantime as well, let me apologize for the stream quality. My internet provider needs to be sending me some more upload speed. Up until next month, it's going to be still a little bit laggy. So I'm really, really sorry about that. And thanks for bearing with me. If you can stomach the lag, I wouldn't. I'd probably click away. But hey, it is what it is now. And it's not going to deter me from my mission. Which is what, Phil? What is it? What is your mission? I want to talk honestly about bass. What I love to do as well is transcribe stuff live on the channel. Because very often what we see on YouTube videos is people being absolutely amazing, and that included, I mean, some of my videos, that was me also trying to be the best version of me as possible. So you don't see the 40 takes that were done before each video, each Instagram post. And what I really enjoy doing is demystifying a little bit, because I think more people should be picking up instruments, especially nowadays that we've got such access to knowledge and music. I think it's a shame that not more people play their instruments, play an instrument, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a career, it doesn't have to be for money, but it's just so good for you. It's so good for your brain health, for being social, for developing self-confidence as well. It's just altogether an amazing thing to do. Ayush says, I'm just curious what we learn while playing bass for first time. Jeffrey says, guitar, drums, piano and harmonica. Jeffrey, do you have a channel? Do you have videos on? Can we check some out? Ayush, sorry man, can you rephrase that? I'm just curious what we learn while playing bass for first time. I'm not sure if it's a question. I am just curious what we learn while playing bass for the first time. If you're asking me what somebody would learn for the first time on bass, I can answer that very, very quickly, dude. No channel, not yet. Jeffrey, come on, man. With all these instruments, you should be putting out loads of music. Well, hopefully not on your own, maybe with a couple of people who are also multi-instrumentalists, and then you guys could do like a musical chair, switching instruments, something like that. That'd be cool. Oh gosh, the stream quality still, YouTube is screaming at me, your stream quality is terrible. It's like, I know, my internet provider is going to sort it out next month, I promise. Sorry guys, bear with me, it'll be better starting in July, and then we're going to go mental. We're going to go to the moon straight away. There'll be thousands of people on this stream, and you'll be glad you got in at the ground level. You were still able to talk to me. No, it's okay, Ayush. My English is decent because I spent 15 years in London, so I don't. Yeah, this is my excuse. I was. Plus, I love languages, But yeah, dude, you're welcome, Jeffrey. Take it, make it your own, or do something else. Do whatever you want. It'd be cool to see more of that. So what was I doing? I was recapitulating on another little something that I transcribed live the other day, guys. Over the course of 4 days, I think it was 4 days, I transcribed a beautiful, beautiful solo by Oscar Peterson from the album We Get Requests. I'll actually just quickly put the reference in the Spotify so you can see it in your screen. We Get Requests. Album from 1964. It should appear. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Days of Wine and Roses. Super standard. One of the standards of standards. And the solo on it. I'm going to play it now. We'll see how it goes. A little bit slowed down because it's quite challenging. You'll see what I mean. I'll put it at 65, 67%. Okay, yeah, 67%. Let's go crazy. I am using Amazing Slow Downer, this cool little program. This is what I'm using to slow down the songs. It's really, really cool. It's very, very simple. It's only like $40, something like that. Anyway, I think I've bought it 3 times on 3 different computers over the span of the last 15 years. I've been using this extensively. It's a really, really good little program. Strongly recommended, guys, for transcribing. Okay, we're off. Let's try it. Let me know if you can hear everything. Whoopsie. I don't know how to play this. And that's the end of the solo. That's a minute and 20 seconds long. Took me about 4 days for about an hour a day to just go through that, remember it. Pretty happy about it. Ayush says, I was asking, what do we learn while starting playing bass for the first time? Yes. What do we learn the first time we play bass? Learn how to play a note first. I think usually people start with the right hand, how to play this kind of stuff. And even just that, I mean, it doesn't look like much, obviously. Let me just remove that screen. This is what you would learn first, how to produce a sound with just one hand. How to pluck. That gesture in itself is already so unusual for most people. Nobody does this. We don't do that. We don't swim with our little fingers. This is not a thing, you know. Nobody does that. It's only bass players and piano players who do that with the right hand. Apart from that, once you get that gesture, resting your thumb comfortably, you know, that would be the first thing you learn on bass. And it's not this. You don't. Your fingers are not sort of hooked under the string. They're like a piece of paper that you're just rubbing on top of the strings. This is what you want. You want your fingers to sort of saunter. I love that verb. You want your fingers to sort of saunter over the strings. You don't want them to dig into it. It's a very light thing. In fact, the tip of your finger should never really be bent. It's like super floppy, like a piece of rubber that just flops about the string. That would be the first thing you'd learn. Then probably the second thing would be to jump strings. And then very quickly you realize that, okay, if you play it normally, you'd realize very quickly that you have to mute the other strings. And this is where one of the very first difficult technical elements comes in, is all of the muting that you've got to do on bass. You've got to mute. You've got to think about muting for 50% of the time, which is what I was talking about earlier. Jeffrey, sorry, I missed that comment. What was that? Nice taco. Nice taco impersonation. Taco. Trump always chickens out. Is that it? I overheard that on the radio. Can't remember. I remember that. But yeah, taco. No politics. I don't want to hear about politics. It's actually coming out all right. Oh no, come on. No, I can't be doing Trump impersonation on this channel. I'm going to lose viewers by the thousands, even though I've got only like 4 right now. By the way, appreciate your attention, guys. Do throw any kind of questions, anything you'd like to know or if you've got some cool ideas, some cool videos you want to share, or your own playing, do let me know. I wanna know what you guys do. So that's it, Ayush. The first thing you'd learn is go up on the strings. Obviously, I'm cheating here. It's not really cheating. It's just a little technical aspect that I've developed. My pinky finger does a lot of muting as well. And then on the way down, you've got to bring in the left hand, which is where I would, as a teacher, bring in the left hand job. And start the students on very simple muting exercises. I know it's not super it's not amazing, but by the time you're in your second week of bass, you've got that down. It's very hard at first, but if you do 10 minutes of it every day, then you can start moving on to some very simple bass lines. Stuff like or that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be they don't have to be super complicated exercises at first, stuff that it targets all of the areas of your playing. No. It's like you want to balance the thing with a bit of fun as well, always. Enrico Auricicchio. Can I play, sorry if I butcher your name, man, apologies. Can I play a Jamiroquai bass line? Oh, dude, absolutely. Ooh, nearly fell off there. Yes, I love Jamiroquai. Who doesn't love Jamiroquai? What's the other great bass line? Love Philosophy. Oh gosh, yeah, that's how it goes, I think. Yeah, sorry, it's been a while, but yes, love Jamiroquai, big fan. Ayush, I enjoy RHCP Flea bass lines a lot. Yeah, they're excellent, dude. A parallel universe. Oh, sod it. I'm just going to get a copyright strike. Who cares? It's a great exercise as well for the right hand. Obviously, you can see how fast this goes. It's a bit messy because I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, awesome tune. Really good practice for your right hand because it's a long song as well. That's 4 minutes and a half, and you're practically doing this the whole way through. The amount of endurance you need for that song is honestly, it's kind of otherworldly. I've only been able to do it like maybe once or twice, and I was practicing it like every day for 2 weeks. It's really kind of a demanding bass line. Really good for endurance practice. I recommend it. I recommend it very much. Yeah, and then what else? Where would you go from there? I wonder, Ayush. Once you've got a couple of bass lines under your belt, you know a couple of tunes, you can sort of follow along and play along to the record. I would introduce the student to one finger per fret exercises, which are super, super painful at first, very boring, but they give you results so quickly. If you do that 5 minutes every day, this kind of exercise. And there's millions of variants. I'll just give you a few just for reference. But I like as I said on this channel, I love to go through them maybe once or twice a week on stream. But every single day, I will go through this kind of stuff. But I'm doing it fast, but speed is not the point. The point is really to get your muscles super, a lot of endurance to make them super, super strong in the left hand. So the slower you play this exercise, actually, the better it is. And here's another variant. This one's a killer. Like, look at what my fingers are doing. I'm moving them one by one. And you do that all the way down the neck, over all the 4 strings. Yeah, it works for guitar as well, actually, this exercise. It's excellent. It's actually it's right hand agnostic in a way. You can be strumming it, you can be like picking it. Here's another one, which is a bit crazy. You play tritones and major thirds. I'll explain. So you see here we've got 2 tritones superimposed. And then major third. So. And you switch strings like that. It's really painful, but it's such a good exercise as well. It's a very, very good exercise. Okay, guys, we've just hit the hour. I'm going to take a little toilet break, and I'll be back in just 3 minutes, max. I'll see you in just a minute. I am back. I did wash my hands, by the way. Always wash your hands, kids and adults. Everybody, wash your hands. Sounds like a Chic song. Everybody, wash your hands. Ooh, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Oh, there we go. You should wash your hands. Ooh, wash your hands. Wash your hands. Why am I not why am I not winning Grammy award, like Grammys and all sorts of awards? I do not know. I do not know. I should be. That bass line as well, dude. Ayush says, what type of genre do you enjoy playing? I love playing. There's no real genre. Listen, I'll just give you a quick rundown. As a quick answer, my sort of playlist of the songs I like to practice is like you'd think it's a mental person, or somebody with serious bipolar disorder, some kind of schizophrenic person. I love funk, country, jazz. I love some metal. If you guys know Sleep Token, huge fan, love them. Enrico says, what are the essential pedals you would recommend? It depends on the kind of genre that you're after. Generically, as a session player or as somebody who wants to be very versatile, as in somebody could call you for a rock session in the studio, somebody could call you for a funk gig, somebody could call you for a jazz band, somebody could call you for some pop stuff, original songs or whatever. Tuner seems obvious, right? But do get a tuner. It's more useful than just to get you in tune. It's a utility pedal that's very, very important to get. Quick mute, quick little tune up, very, very useful, and not just because of the tuning. And also sometimes you just want to press a pedal because you're a bass player, not a guitar player, so you rarely get to use them. So sometimes you just want to look like you're doing something. Tune a pedal with a bypass on, perfect. Compressor. Yet again, I've never used one live or on a recording, but I know that a lot of people swear by them. They swear by compressors. I like to use my fingers for compression. I know it's not a substitute, guys. I've got some strong opinions when it comes to pedals, but obviously a good overdrive and maybe an octave pedal as well. If you want to be the kind of like jack of all trades player, I would say compressor, overdrive, and what did I say? What was the last one? Compressor, overdrive, and an octave pedal. That's it. Octave pedal comes in handy. Rarely, but when it does, there's nothing more satisfying than you getting that octave pedal on and starting playing, and then everybody just turns around like, whoa! They don't know why. They just love it. They just absolutely love octave pedal. I can't tell you how many times I've had that on gigs, pub gigs, club gigs, that kind of stuff, and then everybody gets a little moment like, hey, Chris on the drums, bloody blah on the harmonica, Shenanigan on the accordion, Phil on bass, and then you put on that bass, that octave pedal, and you start up there in the nigga. Obviously, I don't have my octave pedal. Where is it actually? I think it's in a box just behind me. Okay, I'll set up my pedals for the next stream, guys. I'll do some pedal stuff. But that's it. I would recommend 3 pedals. Optional, but kind of cool to have as well. Reverb. Some kind of reverb. But you would use it in such rare cases. that sometimes it's best to just leave that in the box, just leave that in the box and just use it yourself. Have some fun in your room, and imagine you're, playing in a church on your own in front of a huge, as in a solo act, in front of a huge audience of silent music critics. That's it. That's my take on the pedals, dude. But don't focus. Focus on technique first. I don't know where you are in your journey, Enrico. I don't know if you have a channel, if you've got some videos up or anything. I'll go check it out. Enrico Auricchio. The most important thing to get right is your technique. That is 100% the most important thing. Because pedals, you can always buy stuff. Do you know what I mean? You can always buy things. Just as long as the most important piece of equipment is always working and you're always in tune and you've got good technique, then the rest is optional. And they are a problem. When they're money problems, they're very easy problems to solve. You just buy something. When it's a technique problem, it takes a lot longer to fix. And there's no amount of money you can throw at it. You can give it to me and I could give you some lessons. But that's it. That's the difference between a money problem, which you can just solve on Amazon or Thomann or Gear for Music or whatever website, or a technical problem. One is solved like that. The other one takes weeks of practicing. At least we'll say hours. But yeah, Ayush says, out of context question, which country are you from? Just curious, no need to answer if I don't want to. I am from Belgium. I speak French. That's my mother language. I am from Belgium, but I lived in London for 15 years, and I've only just recently come back. About 6 months ago, I came back to Belgium, and you can tell I've got my little setup here. I'm practicing keys because I'm gonna start giving piano lessons in my hometown. I will keep the name of my hometown quiet. Not that I'm getting hordes of fans yet hunting me down in the streets of beep, but who knows? It might come. What else did I want to do today? Just a bit of improvising. Oh, I don't know if I'm confident enough to do a bit of improvising in front of such an attentive audience. We could do a bit of blues. No. These are all tunes. Oh, this is a really cool lick that I haven't played in a long time, actually. Oh no, I've deactivated the screen. My bad, you guys can't see it. Where is it? Is the... There she is. Now, I've got a whole bunch of tunes here that I like to practice, but I'm missing some of them. Darryl Freeman, super awesome bass player, gospel guy, American, but he also plays synth bass really, really well. I love the way he uses sort of percussive notes to get some cool percussive effects in his lines. They're very, very cool. I like this one as well. I think it's... So yeah, you can be a great bass player and not even, produce great bass lines, and they're not even on a bass. But yeah, that kind of effect as well, you can sort of achieve that with some synth pedals, or an octave pedal, Enrico. If that answers your question, there are some super good use case scenarios for octave pedals. Plus, they just sound awesome. They sound really, really good. I don't know if they still make those, but this I've been using my whole life. Let me just get rid of this display. It kind of looks old as well. It's a bit dusty, but watch this. Sadovsky bass preamp. So old that I've had to glue bits together. It's a bit rusty, you know what I mean? But it's built like a tank, this thing. Love it. Very, very solid thing, and it works absolute wonders with a passive jazz bass. In fact, I'll plug it in. Oh no, I've lost the bloody... Plug it in to demonstrate. Enrico says, how often do you stream? Enrico, I try to stream. I try to stream every day around this time, 5:30. If I'm right in assuming you're Italian, it would be 5:30. In, out, goes there. I mean, you can't tell, but there's a nest of cables all over the place, and I'm just trying to still have access to my keyboard and my mouse. Okay, so, oh, the battery's a little bit. So this is the normal sound. And now with the pedal. Without. And it's not just a volume thing. This pedal just gives you a lot more. It just gives more life to your stream. Ayush says, need to go, but I will be in your next stream too. Love it, and thank you for tips. Anytime, dude. This is what I'm trying to do. I wanna just have conversations with people, do a bit of playing, demonstrate some stuff live, because I'm getting so tired of the bass video where there's just nothing going on, you know. Well, apart from awesome playing, obviously. Not me, just in general. What I want to do is something more authentic, and so people can see all of the, you know, all of the ugly stuff in a way. I want to demystify it a little bit, you know. It's not really the goal of the channel. It's just, you know, it's what it's what I happen to do at the moment. But yeah, this pedal. Oh, I haven't practiced this in so long. Oof. Listen to Echo House of Rajesh Nepali. Let me just get rid of that pedal because I think the battery is dying on me. So I'm just gonna put it away real quick, and I'll swap the battery, and I'll bring in my octave pedal as well to show you, Enrico, what. If you don't know what that sounds like, you may already be a professional bass player, although you seem quite young. So if you are, well done. If you do know what a octave pedal sounds like, or if you wonder what kind of use that has, I'll bring it out. I'll have my pedals ready at some point. Oh no, I've lost my... Ugh. Since I've moved back from London, all of my crates are stuck in a warehouse. They've been stuck in a warehouse for about 6 months. So I've got a bass, I've got an amp, 3 boxes of clothes, some books, and some kitchen utensils, just stuck in a warehouse somewhere near Brussels. And that includes my power supply and some bits of my pedal board. So yeah, not fun. I might have to buy another one. Yeah, I'll put it in my list of songs to listen to, Ayush. The song is called Echo House by Rajesh Nepali. Echo House, Rajesh Nepali. Okay, I already like it. I'll put it in the list of tunes because I'm trying to limit my reliance on Spotify for content because I tend to play too many songs, and if I want to make a little bit of money from this channel at some point, this kind of stuff gets demonetized very, very quickly if you abuse it. So I can't really listen to songs. I can do a little bit of listening and then a lot of talking about the song. You know, whether about the history of the band or whatever, or the way to approach the bass line, blah blah blah. But it can only be like short snippets. If I start playing entire songs, then whoop, all the money goes to the artist, which is good. But you know, no money goes to the teacher. So that's something I need to be a bit careful about. But I will 100% listen to it just after I'm done streaming. Guys, give us a follow on. Where am I? Give us a follow on Instagram, Patreon. Buy us a coffee if you want to. Go check out my website where you can book lessons if you're interested. Follow me on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube and give this video a little like. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to go through that solo again because I'm not super happy with my first attempt. So I'm going to put it at 60%. And off I go again. With my bass unmuted is even better. Here we go. That was way too slow, and I still mucked it up. Okay, speed it up a little bit, just for content's purposes. Okay, let's go crazy. Let's put it at 77%. Here we go. Ah. Gosh, there's just that lick right in the middle. It's super, super tough. And this is at 60% speed. This is the original speed. Oh man, it's so beautiful. What a beautiful solo. Technically, Jesus, that one lick is it's very, very demanding on the old bass, because it's just a series of really awkward positions and strange rhythm. Ah. Ah. Beautiful, beautiful solo, but that particular line is super challenging. Super challenging. Okay, let's do a little bit of improvising, because yeah, I need to do that a lot more than I do. Oh, it's another tune that I might have to play. Ah, sod it. Let's do it. I think Jamie Aebersold is copyrighted as well. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But here goes nothing. Blues in B flat. Somebody calling me? No, it's probably the guys in the band just enjoying themselves. Yeah, you know what I mean, guys. It's just I'm just just exploring ideas live. Nothing. Y a pas de quoi casser trois pattes à un canard, as they say in French. But it's still something I really enjoy doing. Have we lost all viewership? We've lost probably all viewership, but that's cool. We had a good time. Oh no, it looks like it stopped streaming. No, I think we're still good. Okay, hour and a half. Yeah, let's carry on for a little bit more. I'll slow this down even more because I find that I explore ideas a bit better when I'm playing slower. And also, my bass doesn't sound very loud. So I'm just going to turn myself up a little bit. It's easier when you can hear yourself. I tried to put in the little Richard Bonner lick, Michael. But Oh, jeez. Is it possible that my fingers have grown thicker over the years? Because they really feel, they really feel slightly unable to do what I used to be able to do properly. Or maybe this needs a little bit of TLC. I think I should put it at the base hospital. Michael, I hope you had a good time at church. Well, we don't go there to have a good time. We go there for other spiritual purposes and community. But still, if you can have a good time as well, that's even better. Ha. Yeah, it's a cool line, but it's completely useless. Apart from being an interesting exercise. Yeah, obviously, but I don't want to distract you, Michael. Do not take your eyes away from the road, unless your wife is driving, in which case it's absolutely fine. If you can hear me, hello, Michael's wife. I didn't hate my improvising on this particular bit of blues. Sometimes it's nice to spend some time away from the instruments or the things that you're bashing your head at for weeks on end, and you're like, oh, why am I not making any progress? Blah blah blah. Here's a great lesson that I should take. I should take to heart more often. It's okay sometimes to spend to let your head cool down before bashing it again and again at the same problem. I mean, you can bash it on another problem, but yeah, try to pick different problems. Great hopeful message right there. On that note, my stomach being the growly mistress that it is. What am I talking about? I'm going to go and have some, not lunch, I'm going to have supper. Michael, I'm glad you managed to catch the end of the stream. This was a really fun one. Some cool new people joined in, and hopefully we've got some new regulars in the mix. So I'm ready for the week ahead. I will try to stream every day again, and put a bit less pressure on myself and just have fun, because I think that's when I'm enjoying it most, and it's just more natural, more flowing, and just, I think, altogether more interesting for everyone. Have a safe journey home, Michael, and his wife, I'm assuming. I will see you guys tomorrow, around the same time, 5:30 Europe time, Central European time. Well, Brussels time, but I'm not in Brussels, so don't go looking for me there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention today and your participation. It's a shame I'm finishing just now, Michael, but like I said, you're going to start to be able to hear my stomach growl on camera. I need to do something about that. In any case, everyone, have a lovely rest of the day. I promise to you that by the start of next month, the streaming quality will have improved again, because my internet provider should give me more speed. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining me today, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Toodles.